down.
Are we on?
We are live.
Hi, welcome to Betty on the Go. I'm Betty Gudel, your host, and we are live streaming from the Accelerator building downtown, 720 Willette. Now, I know winter has come and gone, but energy costs have just been skyrocketing. I know myself. I pay my own utilities, and they have been terrible. I am so angry sometimes, I could just throw light bulbs.
Oh, look at that.
Can you imagine that?
It doesn't break.
It doesn't break. Our guest, Dustin Heggie from GreenGems
Energy, yeah.
has this light bulb, and it's a very special light bulb. It's not magical, but almost, because it lasts for how many years?
Depends on how often you use it, but it has a lifespan of 50,000 hours.
Ouch, so 50,000 hours. So if you have your lights on 5 hours a day.
You don't have to worry about it for over 20 years. It's
wow.
Just good. And the cool thing about these is it's using 7 watts. So it's producing more light than your traditional light bulb from like the incandescent bulbs you can no longer get, or the CFLs you're going to be saving just by turning on something as a light bulb. Could you imagine your light bulbs paying for your next vacation?
No.
And I'm not ridiculous for even imagining that. Your light bulbs can pay for cool stuff. As the cost of electricity is going to keep going up. It's going up another 43% over the next 5 years, which realistically means your bills are going to double. You think they're bad now? Just wait.
Oh my gosh. My co-host Ashley Nicole.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Ashley.
Hi, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good, thanks.
Well, that's good.
Now, what are your bills like? Honestly, my electricity bills are insanely crazy.
My electricity bills, without the water, they're about maybe $100 a month. And I'm in a duplex, and it's just my daughter and I have the fluorescent bulbs, and I'm always turning things off, and I only do laundry at certain times because we have like the smart meters now in Windsor. Mm-hmm. So my just electricity alone, it's probably $100 a month.
And you know, there's
and it's went up because it used to only be $50 a month.
And it's going to continue to rise, and there's a lot of different things which you can do to look to reduce that in every ways. Yeah, you can conserve, and you could use for off-peak hours this way, or on Sundays or on holidays, and you could do everything that you possibly can. However, you still have to cook, you still have to do your laundry, you still have to live your life.
What? You have to cook and do laundry?
Right.
I thought that's what men were for.
You don't cook and do laundry?
No. The hard part, the scary thing is though, and what really fears me is when we're getting into the rising cost and how we can't use it during these peak hours. What are peak hours?
That's what I want to know. Everybody's so confused.
Are 7 to 7, realistically,
Yes.
which means that's business time.
Absolutely.
That's when the sun's hot. You know, you have old people sitting on fixed incomes. Mm-hmm. They can't afford to have their AC on. Are you kidding me? They want to just sit in comfort and nothing more. You know, businesses. You know, you have a local distribution company saying, "Do not use your electricity during your business hours."
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do? Shut off your lights and turn your customers away, or readjust your whole business structure? You can't do that if you're a dry cleaner. You can't operate between midnight and 7 a.m. because nobody's there. Mm-hmm. So what we have to be able to do is we have to look into different ways to conserve. If you could reduce in any way, shape, and form that you possibly can, whether it's from your lighting, whether it's heating, cooling, whether it's harnessing the sun's energy in order to further reduce your bills, or if it's capturing wasted heat and converting that into electricity, there's many, many solutions to how we can harness what's all around us to make it more affordable, because the current way that we're going, we're not going to be able to survive.
No,
we
absolutely.
dug our own graves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So these are a little bit heavier than the average light bulb. What makes them heavier?
It's just the components that are actually inside there. You're going to have a number of different circuits in there.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of them is going to be independent. The biggest difference between the LED and, say, an incandescent bulb is you're not dealing with an explosion inside. When you turn on your light bulb and it gets really hot.
Yeah, exactly. What an explosion.
Okay, when you turn on your light bulb, it gets really, really white hot really, really quickly.
Uh-huh.
Well, in order for something to generate that much lumens, realistically it's a mini explosion that's happening in there, because it has to get really, really hot. How do you get something from cold to hot really fast? Well, you blow it up.
Do you have a lamp? I kind of want to see how this works.
I do actually have one in the conference room, as I brought them over from my apartment for a thing that I did here the other day, and I was just too lazy to bring them back. I could go grab that if you guys want.
I can go grab it.
Okay, there was...
Actually, you want to go grab it, and you know what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about, as a matter of fact, when Dustin goes to get this lamp and we can see these light bulbs in action.
Okay, cool.
And then we'll see how much they cost, where to get them, and...
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll be right
because
back.
I'm curious to see. It looks like a golf ball. This reminds me of a golf ball.
That's what it's called. It's the golf ball.
Oh, okay.
And they're
Oh,
durable,
you're so
that,
smart,
that one
actually.
here, if you look, I throw it all the time. That's
Yeah,
the only
what's that?
damage that I've been able to have with that one. You see the whole side's indented.
That's crazy.
And I'll throw it all the time. I've dropped it down cement stairs. I've done everything. They don't get hot. So
Like, what is this made out of?
that's just a plastic film that's on top of it that doesn't allow it to get hot because it all stays concentrated right into here. So this way when you're screwing it out, you don't burn your fingers. You'd be amazed about how many times I burn my fingers just, hey, what's this light bulb? And I unscrew it like a kid and I'm, wow, that's really, really hot.
And it's true, and if you do have children around, a lot of times they do like to go and play with the light bulbs. Can I tell you this really interesting story? When my little girl was younger, we bought this really cute lamp, and we just went to garage sale. It was one of those impromptu things, had all these colors on it and stuff. And then all of a sudden, there's something smoking, and you could smell all the smoke. I'm thinking, what is going on? And she's going, I don't know. Well, what she thought was cool to do was to melt her crayons on the bulb.
Seems like a good idea, but even with that, you don't hear about it often. It's a terrible thing to think about, but kids are running around, they're playing games,
They knock
dogs
things,
chasing
yeah.
them, they knock a lamp over, it falls onto the couch, kid keeps going.
Yeah.
Doesn't realize that, wow, I just dropped a really, really hot thing onto something that's going to catch fire really quickly, and
Yeah.
Like a great big
yeah.
bundle of newspapers that you haven't
It'll
read
be
for the past 2
terrible.
weeks. Yeah.
That would be the worst thing that could happen, because then you're in the kitchen doing whatever, you come back and your living room's on fire, and it's
I've
over
never
something as
even
stupid as a
thought
light
of
bulb.
that myself.
So we're looking to prevent home fires, I guess.
That's interesting.
But there's a number of different things, even with the tubes, because those you see a lot of those just in your home. That's a regular bulb base, but when you're dealing with any kind of industrial place with the tube lamps, well, you get a lot of fluorescent lamps that are out there using 32 watts, and
So
that's,
these aren't fluorescent at all.
no, that's LED.
Okay.
But even with these, it's the same thing as that, just in a longer version. But this thing's going to last, if you're running it for 12 hours a day, you don't have to change your light bulbs for over 11 years. Now, even if you look around a place like any business, really, you're going to see different lamps that are out. Each one of them has 3, but you see that one had 1 die. They're always dying on different people, so why not have to change them again?
So this is not fluorescent at all.
No. It's all LED. It's a new age of technologies. It's been around for over 10 years now, and unfortunately it hasn't become really popular. And it should, because we're at a time in our lives where we have to start becoming more smarter. We have to start conserving, and we have to become more efficient in everything that we do, so this way we can continue to go on. We're seeing a lot of problems that occur out of the political side of things when it comes to the electricity rates going up.
Absolutely.
And it's terrible.
And with fluorescent, they have mercury in the bulbs. So these don't have any mercury. So you're not going to have that in the landfill.
know that.
And because the other bulbs, those are huge bulbs, actually, those fluorescent ones, to go into the landfill. So if you're replacing them even every 2 or 3 years, in a business like this, could you imagine all the landfill waste and all the mercury, even if it's just a little minute amount? And another thing about fluorescent light bulbs is a lot of people in the workforce get really tired, and you start getting headaches with the fluorescent lights because they do move a little bit. And some people have more rapid eye movements, like mine.
Right.
And the fluorescent lights really affect me.
Yeah.
And they do affect a lot of people. So when you go home at night, you feel fatigued and tired. In fact, if I'm someplace where there's fluorescent lights that are really, really bright, when I close my eyes, I actually still feel my eyes moving.
I see red when I close my eyes. If I'm in Shoppers Drug Mart, because they use the fluorescent bulbs, and I close
Yes.
my eyes, it's all red. All red.
And
You get cool
kids have
shapes sometimes,
ADHD.
too.
Pardon?
You get cool shapes in there too.
Yeah, but it's just so bright. I walk in and get instant headaches sometimes.
Yes.
So,
With these, it's a lot more of a cleaner light. It's more directed. It's brighter, and it's just simpler to use. I'm pretty excited for how they work. When I first saw them, I was like, "Wow, that's awesome!" It's like I walk around with a lightsaber all day. Are you kidding me? It's the coolest thing in
a
the world.
lightsaber at my house, it's red. It's to protect me from intruders.
Is the back end steel?
No.
Because that's solid
It's plastic,
metal
but
there,
it
too.
makes cool noises.
Oh,
It does
that-
make cool
okay.
noises.
Yours is cooler than mine then.
Another thing, fluorescent lights make that hum.
Yeah, the
right?
hum.
Yeah, you hear that with a lot of the ones that are burning more and more wattage, and I'm yet to hear that with any kind of LEDs. If it's the floodlights, whether it's the metal halogen lights, I haven't heard any of it.
Yeah.
Even the street lights, those are kind of neat.
These are kind of shaky on the inside.
That's because that one, I have literally tried to break it. I have
Oh.
thrown it down cement stairs. I have thrown it I've stood on chairs, I've thrown it across rooms, I've chucked it against walls, I've tried to break it, and
It just won't break?
I'm yet to break it. I keep trying. I was throwing it around, and he even started tossing it around with us.
Really?
Let me see.
Can I stomp on it?
No!
If you buy it, break it, you buy it.
Break it?
And how much does one of these go for, Dustin?
One of those there is $26. If you-
$26.
And this lasts for 20 years.
20 years, yeah. But what we do is we break it down into the math savings. It has to make sense. I mean, when you hear $26 for a light bulb, and you're going to look, wow, that's a lot. Not really. If you're using your lights for 5 hours a day, it's still going to pay itself off in 3 years.
Absolutely, especially if you don't have to change it
Exactly.
for 20 years.
So
if you're using
you don't
it
have
5 hours
replacement
a day.
costs. It's cheaper to run. It's there. You don't have to worry about it. It comes with a 5-year manufacturer's warranty on it. And we share an office, so I mean, if there's any issues, you know where to find me, right?
Absolutely, right across the desk from us.
Exactly. So they're awesome products. I really like them. The value that comes with it is incredible. You know, you start with just one room. If you like it, do the whole house because it's definitely worth your while.
I want to see it in action.
Yeah, let me go find this lamp
Okay.
thing. Oh.
Okay. So, as a matter of fact, these are just kind of weird facts that you need to know. So, Ashley,
Yes.
you went on an exotic trip to Cuba this year, did you not?
Nope, but my ex-boyfriend did, so.
Nope. Did you go anywhere?
No.
They did okay. Anyways, if you do
I
go to
wish.
exotic vacations, you see scorpions, right? And you think, oh my gosh, what do I do if I see a scorpion? You know what you do?
What?
You're having one of those little margaritas or any kind of tropical drink. You pour it or you splash the bug, and it goes crazy and it stings itself to death.
Are you serious?
Yeah, alcohol makes scorpions go crazy. Alex, did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the thing on, I think it was YouTube, where they were showing the drunken monkeys, how monkeys steal alcohol from people at exotic places?
No.
There's a huge problem with it. They'll come up, they'll steal your drinks, and they'll drink. And they drink like humans. They get to the point where they fight each other and they fall down, and it's crazy.
I need a monkey like that.
Do you? You want a drunken monkey?
I think it'll be kind of
Oh, look at how bright it is.
It is. Wow.
And that's the warm light. The one you're holding here is the industrial, so it's more of a white light. You're going to find those more in the homes. Now, it's really, really bright. However, you could also dim that. If you connect that to the dimmer, you could bring it down a little bit more, and you could adjust it to exactly what you want it to be.
Okay.
So you can have one of those dimmers.
Correct.
Let's do it.
Yep, just switch on the wall.
Okay.
Just bring it down, and then
I'm
this
not
one,
that technical.
I have
this one's
dimmers
going to
in
have
my
a
house.
different color light as well. And
So-
mind you, this is the one that
And
I've tried to
that-
break.
Okay, that one's the industrial, this one.
Yeah.
The other one.
Yeah, this is more of a warm light.
So the one that was just on was a little warm?
And you can actually see a little bit of a difference.
Oh.
See, because that's
That's
more of
cooler.
the white light, and it's neat. You see that a lot more in kitchens and really bright areas. Whereas if I'm trying to read, I'm not a big fan of the white light. I mean, it's a daytime. It's like another sun inside the room.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be bright at times, and not everybody likes the white light. So, well, here's a solution. It's the exact same that you have. It's just uses less energy, doesn't get hot, doesn't contain any dangerous chemicals, and is not going to set your house on fire.
So now, which light makes you look better? Because it's very important, right? So is it the white light or this light?
I
Like,
would
which
think
one
it
should
would
you
be
place
the
in your
warm
bedroom?
light. In the bedroom, it would be the warm light. In the bathroom, it would be that light.
Are you sure in the bathroom when you're
Yeah,
putting
because
on your
when you're
makeup?
putting on makeup, you want to have like a bright light, like almost sunlight, because you don't want to walk into somewhere where it's fluorescent and then have like makeup lines everywhere, right?
That's
Oh,
beyond me.
come on.
Oh, trust me, if I had to figure this out.
I'm not a cosmetic specialist, unfortunately. I really wish I was.
Yeah, I think that would make sense though. The warm light in the bedroom, and then the white light in the bathroom or kitchen.
Yeah, wherever you want it to be really, really bright for that clean light. Once you have the shade on, different lamp shades, they come with different bulb types, so you could have different angles. You could have a 270-degree one where it's going up, almost like a triangular as opposed to just the overall glow. You could angle it different ways. There's different kind of down lighting. There's different bases. Well, not bases. The bases are, for the most part, similar, but different heads. This way it could point it in different angles for exactly what you want. It's a customized light.
Now, do you make are there smaller ones like for chandeliers and stuff like that? Because I have a chandelier and the light bulbs that I use for it are they're small.
It depends on the base. The base type itself, I mean, there's, believe it or not, there's a lot of different light bulbs out there. The GUs, the MR16s, there's tons. And they're tricky too. Like, I'll go out there and I'll try and trick myself even. Like, what do I think that is? And I'll unscrew it and I'll be wrong. I'm like, what is this? This is a new light bulb. All right, well, let's replace it with something that's better.
Okay. That's interesting.
Now, but they cost the exact same price. The industrial and the home bulbs?
These ones here, yeah. Like these ones here, these are about $50 a pop. Then plus install. The installation, we try to work with as many different local people as we can. I'm currently working out of Windsor as well as Chatham, and we're looking to develop our teams there for electrical as well as with heating and cooling, as we have really good pricing for state-of-the-art heating and cooling technologies. We try to be better than the competition in any way, shape, and form that we can by providing excellent services, by providing the same products just at a better price, because at the end of the day, it's about providing the value to the homeowner. And if we're going to jack up prices for absolutely no reason, there's no value there. And I've seen what some of the competitors do.
What's the lifespan?
50,000 hours.
So if it's 5 hours a day, 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years?
It's a little bit more than that, but I mean, it's going to last you a long time. This one here with your businesses, you're not going to have to worry about it for over 10 years, which is excellent. I mean, you get up on a ladder, you're screwing around with stuff, it becomes a pain. Let's just eliminate that. Everything comes with warranties and guarantees that we back. Something goes wrong, we'll go in there and we'll fix it. Because we have to stand behind our products.
I've worked in different places with fluorescent lights where someone has to go in and change them, and a lot of people don't know how, and it's just a whole kerfuffle of stuff. So that's, and if you have to change them, every year, it becomes a little monotonous.
Yeah.
Especially once the ballasts actually have to get removed, because that requires an electrician's hand. I mean, I really wish I could just kind of click these in and go, but unfortunately it's more complicated than that, because you're dealing with electrical circuits. So even to install something like this, most people look, same size, same base, it clicks right into what I currently have, why won't it work? Well, you have to remove the ballast, you have to reroute power supplies, and there is a lot of technical work that's behind it in order to ensure that it works, but once it's going, you have nothing to worry about.
Those are just with that specific bulb right there.
Well, these ones here, I mean, anybody could really screw them in.
Okay.
You don't need an electrician to go into your home and change
No,
light
that's
bulbs,
what I was-
because
yeah.
that's almost
Yeah,
degrading
we could
in
do
the
it.
meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do it if you needed to. However, that's not something we're going to be like, we're just going to charge you this mandatory thing for us to come into your home and change your light bulbs, because that's just stupid. So even with these, when any kind of a commercial place, we'll offer, we can have our electricians come in and do it, because that's separate from what we're doing as it is. Because in a lot of instances, they may know friends, they might know have general contractors, or they might know what they're doing. They might want to get up there and do it themselves. I prefer to have a licensed electrician or a professional do what professionals do. So this way, there's no mishaps.
Absolutely, it makes sense.
So, is there a place in Windsor that you order them from, or are they shipped in?
These are shipped in. I'm currently working with a Canadian company. We're looking
nice.
we're looking at opening up our own assembly as well as our manufacturing shops right here. There's a lot about the business that I never knew that I'd be dealing with when I first got into it. I've never dealt with the energy industry before. Every day is something new. However, we're always constantly looking to improve and create more and more jobs. Realistically speaking, for every eight of these tubes, we're creating 2 work hours. We have to go into a 2-lamp fixture. We're creating an hour of assembly time plus another hour of install time. So that's adding 2 more jobs to the local workforce.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So we're looking at different ways, just grow, and become better.
Yeah, well, Windsor can definitely use that.
Well, not just Windsor, absolutely everywhere. The energy rates, they're going across. We're in the midst of a global energy crisis, to be perfectly honest. And there's a lot of different companies out there that are trying to find different ways to harness what's around us. Like, you look into geothermal technologies, and those are really neat, where you're using the earth to heat and cool your home, or if you're using the sun, same thing, you could use that to heat your water tanks. You could get rid of your water tank entirely and free up 9 cubic feet. Little things like that. There's different ways in which we can be more efficient and get better than we already are.
So do you go into homes and offer evaluations to make people's homes more energy efficient? Because you just told me a few things that I was completely inept with, so I wouldn't even know what to look for.
Well, when I go into a home or a business, we try to look at it from the whole spectrum. What are they doing wrong? What can we improve on, and how can we fix everything? And how can we work together in order to save you money? So we're going to look at the lights, and those are relatively simple. You can unscrew one, you can see a number, and say this one's 7, this is lower, it's saving you money, it's saving you 88% from that one or 54% from that one. But then we look into their furnaces, we look at their AC units, we could look at their windows, we could look at anything just to see where could we improve to, again, make your home a better environment for you.
Yeah, there's so many different things. And a usual watt is what, 25 watt? That's what a usual typical light bulb is?
This is CFLs. They made advancements a couple years ago where it's 26 watts 26. On average, give or take. They've also advanced those a bit to 13. You're seeing more and more of them around, which is kind of cool. You know, you're seeing the progress. However, even from that, you're still going to 7, which is realistically half of it.
Yeah.
You know, and then maybe 5 years from now we'll be at 1 or 2. And that'll be even cooler because then again we're gonna go from 7 to 1 or 2, so we just saved another like 80%.
That's amazing.
So how long does it take to order these in? Let's say if I decided that I'm going to change my whole house, and I do have previous fluorescent lights, because a lot of people do actually hit in certain, especially in the basements, I find, right? So how long would that take me to get them in, and how long could I get a technician to get them in? Let's say if I did it today.
If you did it today, first of all, we need accurate information as opposed to just exactly what kind of bulbs we're dealing with. You're going to be dealing from anywhere between a 5 to a 10 day window and delivered right to your front door. Here you go, having if you do need a hand screwing them in type deal, because again, if I'm there delivering it, might as well offer, right? But it doesn't take too long. It's pretty seamless. It's pretty painless, and yeah. So far everything's good that way.
That's awesome.
I know, because my electric bill, I don't have that big of a house, and it was like close to $250. And my, you know what? And my, and just last month my gas bill was $444.
Oh wow!
Wow.
And I don't live in a very big house, but I guess because it's not insulated very properly, and the windows really need to be redone. Because my girlfriend was telling me that she had a house, she has a big house now, and her house that was smaller before actually took up a lot more energy because she didn't have it sealed properly.
Oh.
So yeah, I get these bills, I'm like, I'm just renting right now.
More than your mortgage.
Exactly, yeah.
That's crazy.
It is, and so I pay almost like $1,000 in all my utilities.
And that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I try, and I'm not there during the daytime, so I don't have any lights on or anything like that.
That's
I try
insane.
I keep things like at 68 to 70.
Just comfortable, you know, that's what you want to be.
Exactly, so I'm not putting it up to 74 or anything like that. I don't do hot yoga at my house.
I'm guilty of that. My heat is up sometimes really high, so.
You know, maybe all the new houses should have this kind of lighting.
Absolutely.
Well, we're looking to get right into that industry, working with general contractors. This way, even if you're looking to sell a home, for example, you know, you want to add some extra value to it because you know sometimes it's difficult to sell a home. You can sell an energy efficient home. You're going to increase the value because the next buyer of your building is going to be paying reduced costs. Because the next person who has to move in, whether they like it or not, they have to start becoming more smarter with this because again, you've seen the increase.
Yes, and that's exactly if I even. When I go to buy a house, that's exactly what I'm going to be looking at because I have learned my lesson big time. Now, hypothetically speaking, if I want to build my, we should move that. Sorry, Dustin.
Just move this over for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Here's Stevie.
You're just abnormally tall. It's okay.
Yeah. So if I wanted to build my own house, could you could you kind of lead me in the way of how to build it more energy efficient and what would reduce costs?
Absolutely.
Or what kind of windows? Because I mean, there's so many different.
We can definitely help out in any way that we can, and just point in the right direction. I mean, with windows, that's not my business. However, what I could do is I can help put you in touch with the people who these are what they do. We can come in, we can get our electricians be able to help you with all of the wiring. We can take care of all your heating and cooling. We'll be looking to add plumbing in the next little bit as well.
Wow.
Because again, we're looking to become that safety net. When everything is designed to break, everything's designed to fail on you, and I mean, I'm trying to build this company. So this way we're there to protect people, we're there to help people. Whenever something goes wrong, I'm not a big fan of having to go through the phone book and call a million people. Even with my wedding company in the past, it was so much simpler to, okay, well, if these brides are running from here to here to here to here and losing their mind planning one day, okay, how do I make that easier on them without actually knowing anything there is? Well, let's just make them call one phone number. So this way we offered
Yeah.
the video as well as the photography, because we're looking to make things easier for people. If they can call one phone number and they can have their house upgraded, they can be protected essentially from, rising costs, it just makes more sense.
Absolutely.
Well, my biggest thing is consumer opulence, because I think that people do make things to break, and so you have to keep buying them over and over and over, like cars. That's the one thing I have to. Anyways, but these, I mean, you're not buying into that with the consumer opulence. So how does your company make money off of $26? Because people are not going to buy this for another 20 years.
I'm more interested in just getting in, building a good relationship, because I try to be a personable person anywhere that I can. I'm sick and tired of being the slick salesman. I've done it before, and I'm more interested in just, let's just have conversations. Let's just grow things. So, I mean, if I encounter one person once and we have a positive relationship right then and there, then I've done my job. And if they're not repeat customers, so be it. Because if we took care of them right the first time, they don't have to become repeat customers.
Exactly, but they always have friends they have friends and family members and stuff like that they could pass on to you as well. Right?
Referrals are always a great way to grow any kind of business.
Yeah.
Betty, also, Justin, I heard that Leamington is going to replace all the streetlights with LEDs. So I think the next step is going to be the hospitals and institutions.
Well, with the hospital, to my understanding, they're looking to build a new one in the next couple of years, which is really, really great for the entire region. Plus, we're going to have the new bridge built in. When it comes to the street lighting, a lot of municipalities are testing out not only the LEDs. You see a few streets in Walkerville that were recently retrofitted, but they're also looking to get into solar lighting. So this way, the solar panels themselves just charge their light bulbs, which is really neat, because when you're looking through any city, there's a lot of street lights out there. And the way that they're currently going, I mean, you're burning a lot of taxpayer dollars, because that's what it is. The taxpayer should be more up in arms saying, no, we want to save money, because that's costing us hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars more than it should.
The factories.
They're wasting a lot of energy, but that's what they do. Like when we're dealing with factories, if they're running 24/7, they got those big machines, the big presses going. They require a lot of power to go, but they also create a lot of heat. Well, what happens when you create a lot of heat? Well, you could utilize heat transfer in order to convert that into more electricity to further offset your costs. And again, we're looking at every spectrum. We're looking to use the latest in technologies that we as a civilization have created to benefit we as a civilization.
Okay.
Make sense?
And then what about solar panels? You do solar panels as well?
Correct. There's both on and off-grid solutions for that. When we're dealing with any kind of on-grid product, we're going to be looking into either the microfit or the fit program. Currently the fit window is closed, but that's for projects over 10 kilowatts. For your average home, at a maximum you can go is a 10 kilowatt system for a 20-year, and enter into a 20-year contract with the OPA, where you're getting like 39 cents a kilowatt. Realistically, you double your money over 20 years, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
There's also net metering. There's different ways in which you could tie that into different systems to do different things. It all depends on a variety of different things. We got to look at the angle in which your property is sitting. Does it have south-facing roof? Is it more southwest? Can the configuration make sense? Because if it doesn't make sense financially and on with the numbers and everything else, then there's no sense in doing it.
Okay.
Great, and so we can reach you through your website, and we can get you through your email. So we can go into Green Energy or GreenGemsEnergy.com.
Yep.
And now you have a 1-800 number, and you have your number as well.
The 1-800 number is 1-888-707-GEMS, which is 4367.
Oh, okay, that's right.
My cell phone is the simplest number I've ever been able to come across. Is 519-991-0055, and it's always on.
And we're going to put that on YouTube too. So
Wow, that'll be incredible. Awesome.
And is that it, Alex, or are we going to be coming back?
No, wait, 30 seconds.
Okay, we got 30 seconds to go, so what's everybody doing for the weekend?
I'm painting. I'm gonna go get arrested tomorrow. I'm gonna go get arrested tomorrow at the mall.
Fun. What are we doing?
For charity. It's for Crime Stoppers, and we'll be putting it on my show, Beyond Incredible, on Saturday. So we'll be talking about that on Saturday, and then I'm gonna be painting my house and gardening.
Sounds fun.
And watching the shows, of course, too. So if you would like to get in touch with Dustin, you can go to GreenGemsEnergy.com,
Correct.
just like it is on the screen,
And like us on Facebook.
and like him on Facebook,
Follow us on Twitter. We're all on the social medias.
Watch the conversion report with Mike Thomas.
and watch the Conversions Report with Mike Thomas and Beyond Incredible with Ashley Nicole. Thank you so much for your hard work and your Justin Prince, our intern. And if you have any ideas, or if you have any questions for us or for Justin, you can, or Dustin, sorry, it's because why not?
Justin.
Dustin, it's confusing. There's
I know, that's okay.
too many of us out there.
You can tweet me at Betty Gudel. Have a great weekend and enjoy Victoria Day.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, Victoria Day.
Okay.
Don't drink and drive.